Hello, everyone. I'm Cordelia. I'm a fourth-year anthropology major specializing in textile archaeology and museum studies. And I'm going to do a little presentation on anthropology at Cal State LA. So first I wanted to start this with what even is a social science? Many of you probably don't know. Just based on my experience with Eepsters, social science is only a thing that they use to get into law school. So social sciences and anthropology specifically actually cover a wide range of topics, and they can be more STEM related, so they actually can be quite objective, to being more like humanities focused and kind of more subjective, if you want to put it in those terms. And anthropology specifically has 4 different subfields. So there is cultural anthropology, which is kind of like a study of cultures. We have about 5 cultural anthropologists full-time at Cal State LA currently. There's quite a few people who study like migrant studies, and then there's also medical anthropology, which studies the medical field, and it's a wide range of topics. There's also linguistics, which is specifically the study of language. Fun fact, my dad is actually a linguist in the anthropology department, and I didn't plan that very well. I have to take 2 classes with him. It's not fun. And there's also biological anthropology. Biological anthropology is actually pretty much a hard STEM field, but it is under the umbrella of anthropology. So it comes with a wide variety of different applications, such as forensic science, so studying the fresh human remains, as I like to call them. There's also biological archaeology, so bioarch, which is the study of human remains within archaeological sites, so not so fresh human remains. And then there's also primatology, the study of primates, so the study of chimpanzees, monkeys, apes, all that stuff falls under anthropology as well. And then there's also evolutionary anthropology, so the study of the different species that came before us in the evolutionary line. And then there is archaeology. Archaeology is something that you may be familiar with just based on the movies of Indiana Jones, but it's a lot. It's a lot more than that. It's the study of things. I was just in a lab where we were just sorting through tiny little pieces of obsidian that were less than a centimeter wide and just identifying them based on like the flakes of a stone tool. It gets down to like really, really small pieces. It's a lot more scientific and a lot more tedious than most people think. It's not just getting out into the field and digging, although that is a part of it. And so anthropology also has a lot of other related fields, and it has a lot of applications outside of the field. So it has applications within political science, it has applications in sociology, it has applications in the medical field, it has applications pretty much anywhere that you can think, because it is the study of humans. So it has a wide variety of different applications. So our current chair is Beth Baker. She's a cultural anthropologist. She studies migrant communities within Los Angeles. We have 9 full-time faculty members currently. 1 more is being added in the fall semester. Dr. What's her name? Ines, I think. She's an archaeologist, environmental archaeologist, which I won't tangent, but yeah, so we have 9 full-time faculty members. Our department isn't that large, but yeah, so we have a couple of current projects. So we have the Mojave Desert Field Project, which is, it's on hold currently because we don't have access to the site, but it is a site of Paleo-Indian is the term for it. It's about 1 kilometer wide in the Mojave Desert, and it's a Paleo-Indian site which is about 9,000 years ago. And it's stone tools and other stuff. We have LADORES, which is the Language Documentation and Revitalization Lab. So it's documenting and revitalizing the Chantal language, which only has 1,300 speakers left, and that's in Oaxaca. And then we also have Chichen Itza. You guys might know Chichen Itza. It's a very large Mayan complex, and so we actually have a cave archaeology project down there in the Yucatan. It's run by Dr. Brady, very cool. And then we also have 3 different biological anthropology labs. We have Dr. Blur's. Dr. Blur's studies locomotion within, I think it's within Homo erectus, but I'm not sure. So it's studying locomotion and, oh my God, I'm forgetting the word for it, but it's cool looking at different bones to see how they move and how they operate and where the muscles connect. It's pretty cool. And then there's Dr. Lee's lab. She studies dental biological anthropology of Mongolia. So that's her field project. I think it's on hold right now. I don't think she's going anywhere anytime soon. But and then Dr. Parga's lab is, it's primatology. She studies lemurs. It's quite cool. She studies the sexual behaviors of lemurs. Yeah, it's a little funny. If you look up her papers, you get a shock. Oh yeah, for sure. And then my presentation is very short, but this is the last slide. But in terms of like careers within anthropology, well, you've obviously got professorships, right? You have the option to be a professor. It also has wide varieties in CRM, which is cultural resource management, which is essentially going out after like construction sites or like before they build something big or before the military like puts a weapons base there, for example. It's going out, surveying the land, making sure there isn't anything archaeologically significant. And then there's also, there's also wide varieties of applications within the medical field as well. Public health anthropologists are useful in terms of public health, useful in terms of wide variety of fields. Art history is something you could go into with an anthropology degree. I'm going into museum studies, so I'm going into conservation track, so conserving museum materials within different museums. I'm actually currently working on a project in special collections in the library with 1,200-year-old textile fragments from Peru. That's what my current thesis project is on. So yeah, it's a very, very wide, very, very varied field, and I think more people should be interested in it, and especially cultural anthropology. It's very important to have a certain mindset when thinking and talking about other cultures, and I think it teaches you sensitivity as well, which is something that I really appreciate from it. But other than that, does anyone have any like questions or?
You said anthropology, it can relate to public health. Can you go more in depth about that?
Yeah, for sure. So anthropology within public health, cultural anthropology especially, can be used as a holistic approach to public health. So looking at issues of public health, looking at vectors of disease, and thinking about them in ways that are more humanistic. So thinking about potential variations within cultures, making them more susceptible or less susceptible to certain things. It was used within the COVID-19 pandemic to kind of both think about these things in a more like holistic manner, and also just to kind of understand why certain diseases kind of pool up in certain areas or within certain cultures more than others. Yeah. Huh. If no one else has any questions, then I think I'm just going to sign off. So thank you very much.